This video is all about how to make yourself a better reader. Now, there are many reasons why some of us are not feeling confident with our reading skills, or we feel that we're not the readers that we would like to be. So today I'm going to include 10 tips for how to make yourself a better reader and how to love books and reading more. There are many reasons why you might be having difficulty with reading. It might be that you weren't encouraged to read when you were younger, and that's actually a really vital part of literacy skills. It could be that you are dyslexic, that you have ADHD, that you have trouble focusing and having that sustained attention for a long time. So these are just a few of my tips that I often share with my students as well, for reluctant readers or to encourage people to be better readers. Tip number 1, find books that you love. The key to loving reading is follow your interest and follow your passion. Whether you love the ocean and you want to read non-fiction books about whales, whether you are interested in science fiction and you want to read a book about robots, I'm going to recommend Clara and the Sun if that is you. Find something that sparks your interest and sparks your passion. Tip number 2, don't go in with something really challenging like Leo Tolstoy's War and Peace. Aim for perhaps a young adult book or a shorter story, something that you're going to feel that sense of achievement when you've finished it. I'm going to make a whole series on young adult recommendations soon, so subscribe if you're interested for that. Tip number 3, a little contradictory to tip number 1, which was to find things you're interested in. It might also be that you need to read outside your niche. Perhaps you only read manga and you're actually getting a little bored of it. So it might be time to switch it up and try a new genre. I am a massive advocate for reading things that are not in your genre. For example, up until a few years ago, I only ever read fiction. I was so obsessed with fiction that I neglected my non-fiction books, and actually there is so much joy and information that I'm getting from non-fiction lately, and I'm going to do a whole series on my favorite non-fiction books shortly as well to share with you guys. 4, it might be that you want to try audiobooks first. It's another way of consuming stories, and though we're not focusing on our reading skills, it might be something just to get you back into the story. One option might be to listen to the first book in a series and then try reading it once you're already into that series. Some people also really enjoy listening and reading along at the same time. That could be another really helpful way to go about reading a book. Tip 5, make reading a habit. Lots of the experts say that it takes 21 days to make a habit. So see if you can commit to 21 days of reading. I always think for habits, it's best to do it at the same time. So whether it's reading before bed, 10 minutes on your lunch break, while you're waiting for the bus, when you're sitting on the train, try and build it into your everyday routine. And I think it's going to make it a lot easier to stick to the new resolution of reading regularly. 6, this is something that we often do with students at school, is about logging our reading. So it might be something visual, like having a slide with the covers of the books on it. It might be a book journal if you're into journaling. It could be something like Storygraph or Goodreads, and really making use of websites for logging your reading. But I think that can really help with feeling a sense of achievement once we've finished a book. Number 7, having an accountability partner. Having an accountability partner can be really useful, particularly when we're trying to start a new habit. So I really recommend perhaps reading the same book as one of your good friends and checking in with each other. It might be sitting down together in a cafe and reading for 10 minutes before you have your catch up. Something like that helps you to hold yourself accountable. Number 8, follow people who you trust for recommendations. Hopefully that might be me. If so, please subscribe to my channel. If not, find bookstagrammers, booktalkers, people in your personal life or professional life that read similar books to you, that are enthusiastic about it, and that will really get you excited to be reading. Number 9, I think this can be the most challenging one for a lot of people because our lives are busy and sometimes chaotic. So reading undisturbed, I think, is really, really going to be helpful. It might be something simple like just putting in headphones or putting in earplugs so that you don't get distracted by the world around you. It might be making sure that you have some childcare so that you can go to a cafe and read for 30 minutes and have a cup of tea to yourself. And number 10, another option could be to time yourself and increase the time as you go. This, I think, would be particularly useful for people who struggle with that sustained attention span. So something like, okay, I'm going to read for 6 minutes, and then the next time for 8 minutes, and the next time for 10 minutes, and just trying to really lengthen that amount of time that we focus for could be really useful for some people. I hope this was useful for you or provided some tips for the people that you love in encouraging people to read more. Let me know if you think these tips were useful or if you have any extra that I should include. Leave me a comment below.